Hello, and welcome back to Crochet at My House. So, to start off with, I've had my fringe cut, and Cecile has got a little bit of a different hairstyle going on. So, that's new. We have plenty to show and plenty to talk about, I think. We're going to start with projects. I have rather a long list, but we are starting with projects. Firstly, this, if you want to take that in.
Yep.
You have probably seen many a time here. It is the Jacob's Ladder blanket that I am slowly making. If we lower it down a little, you could see the Jacob's Ladder is shut in now. And we have just got stripes of colour on top. I'm basically just making it longer now. It does take a long time, of course, to get back and forth because of how many stitches there are, and it's still quite fun. And you can see the stripes of colour have become bigger since I went up here, because before it was 3 rows per colour. Now we're doing 5 rows. So that's the first project that I had to show. And I'll show something new. These squares. So they're just the basic solid granny square. And they're being made with the puffy yarn. I am actually making my dog a cardigan out of them. They should be really cozy and really squidgy. So I'm sure she'll like it. And yeah, I've got 4 of them. I haven't decided what I'm doing for them yet, but we'll see exactly how I put this cardigan together. Are you going to show what you've got?
Yeah. Give me a second. Right. I've got the project back. And
Which side's got the picture?
what's this one?
Is there a bigger picture at all?
I think there might. You just need to open this up. Was it broke?
It didn't break, it just popped out of place. It's fine. Back in. Technically, this can go back in.
It just doesn't want to.
Whatever. I can't get it to work. Right. Get the pattern out. Do you remember which pattern it is?
Yes, it's.
Not that one. That one.
Yep.
Turn it. Right, this is what she's making. And so it's a cardigan. It's this one. Ladies cardigan number 503. And it's out of Wendy Shetland, which is somewhat on the older side, but this is actually what she's making. And you want to show what you've got done so far?
Yes, it's not much, but it's a little bit. Ooh.
Right, bring it into the screen.
And as you can see, it's got these little crossovers. That's me doing the cabling.
Yeah.
This is actually my first time doing it.
Doing what?
Knitting.
Ah. Are you enjoying it?
It's okay, but I do mess up a couple of the stitches because how many I have to keep track of. But it's quite fun. I've gone quite far up.
Yep.
And it also has a little bit of glitter in there.
It's got a nice sparkle.
Yeah. It's a little bit of a greeny yellow sparkle.
It's technically it's the petrol sparkle.
Yes. It's so pretty.
Basically, it means when the light hits it different ways, it's slightly different colors. So you're making it with this yellow, and you've also got this.
That's for the main part. This is for the bottom.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm sure everyone's going to look forward to seeing what this looks like as it gets made.
Yeah.
Pop this back into our little folder.
Makes it easier than having to bring it in and out.
Look for the little zipper thing after.
Yeah.
Here you go. The next thing I've got to show is from this. It's actually this waistcoat right here. I can't remember what page it's on. Here's Dashing Little Bolero is what it's called. And yes, that's what I'm making there. You want to hold that in?
Yep.
And here is how it's coming along. You can see it's got quite a nice little pattern to it. And I've got quite a few rows in. I'm just working on it when I'm in the car. So it's not like my main project, but I am liking making it. And I've got one more thing. I started making a hat. So here's the hat. That's the top. I just really love these colours. So this was a little ball I got out of a charity shop for 25 pence. And it's not an awful lot of yarn, but I just love the colours. And so I used it for the main part. This is a tiny scrap of a different yarn that I had sitting around. And the pattern is a romantic beanie. It's out of an older Inside Crochet magazine. Its pattern goes all the way to down here, and then I actually put a rib on instead. And it's just kind of a simple, let's see if I could get it not to roll itself up. Simple little hat for like a cold day where you want a hat but you don't want a lot on. It goes to just behind my ears, and it can go over like the very top. Can't right now because I have a clip on my hair, but it is a nice little hat and I liked making it. Right, moving on, we're going to show books that we've gotten recently and maybe a few other things. You want to start, Susie?
Yeah. First off, we've got Swallows and Amazons. It's a really, really fun book.
We haven't read it yet, of course. But we do know the story because we've watched a few different versions of the film. And it's quite a nice copy. Let's see. So this is a slightly older copy, I think. This specific one is from about early 2000s, around 2001. So it's not super old, but it's also not super new. I'm guessing because it's the newest date in here, and it says the Red Fox edition 2001. So I would say, yep, this is the Red Fox edition 2001. So that is when this book is from. And yeah, it's got a little age to it. You can kind of see it on the pages, but it's quite nice. Now, I have a book here, A Pattern of Islands. Sounded like an interesting book. And there's a little bit on the back if you would like to read about it. I haven't read the book yet, but I picked it up thinking it looked quite interesting. And this is an older book. I could tell just by the paper. And I'd say this book's from about the 50s, from the information on it. But yeah, nice little book.
The third one is The Call of the Wild. We haven't read the book, but we have watched the movie. It is a really fun story.
Yep, so that'll be an interesting one to read at some point, I'm sure. Looks like a nice book. Right, fashion one. So this is The Woolworth Girls Promise. We have actually listened to an audiobook that has some parts of the story, and it was really good. So we picked up this one for a little bit of more information on that.
Here's the next one. It's Nanny McPhee.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't read the book
Mm-hmm.
quite yet, but we have watched the movie several times.
Yeah.
It is so fun.
It's a well-loved movie in this house. I do like watching it. And this one actually has a few snapshots from the movie. And it's got some nice little illustrations in it as well. So that's a nice book. Are you going to show another one?
Sure. We've got James and Harriet. Bonnie's.
It's James Harriet, not James and Harriet. No,
James,
first and last name.
James Harriet. Bonnie's Big Day.
Looks like a nice book.
Yes, it does. We haven't read any of them, but we have watched some of the movie
Series, the TV series. We've watched the old TV series, and I don't like the sound of the new one. They really don't need to keep making remakes. I've got this book here. This is Tom's Midnight Garden. Now, I know this story really well, and it's not because I've ever read it. I actually had Tom's Midnight... Actually, I still have it. I have Tom's Midnight Garden on a cassette tape. I used to listen to it all the time, so I know the story really well. But the book does look quite nice, and there's some nice illustrations in here. So that'll be fun to read.
The Song of a Warrior. It is a really, really cool looking book. I haven't read it.
You like the front, don't you?
Yes.
She likes the shiny letters. It does look like an interesting one. It's got a few little pictures in here. Not much, but it's got some little pictures like this. And here's another little one. So it has little illustrations at the top of its chapters by the looks of it. And then the last book that we've gotten recently is this one here. This is the Tale of Despereaux. Now, we have watched the film that was made about this many times, and I came across this book, and I thought, oh wow, it was a book. Well, a lot of movies are made from books, and occasionally you'll have a book made out of a film. And you get films quite often as well that don't have a book that was made. They sometimes have like a screenplay, but they don't have like a book. So I thought this was rather interesting, and since I didn't actually know about the book, and I like the illustrations in here. It looks fun. And Despero here looks a lot different to the one in the film. Not that that's a bad thing, it's just an interesting little fact. It's a nice illustration. So that's all of the books we have gotten recently. We have two little things that aren't books that we've gotten recently. First one being a set of stamps I found. I thought they would be really nice for making some Christmas cards. Even if you don't want to use the animals as such, the snow globe itself I really liked, and the snowflakes. Want to show those?
Yeah. We've got some little Christmas tree ornaments. We've got a really cute star here.
Yeah. And they are going to be used for the little mini tree that you see in the background of our videos when it's
Christmas time.
Yeah. So they will be fun for that. Right, moving on, we have a bunch of yarn to show from a couple of different places. I want to start with this because we've got quite a few of these. So this is Stylecraft Impressions Iron Weight. It's shade End of Summer. It's 100 grams and 100% acrylic, but really interesting looking. I really like that. I said it looked kind of like chalk on like a pavement. It's very pretty. Some of the different yarns here are from like a couple of different places. So that is a little thing. Quite a few of these don't even have ball bands, so I can't give you all the information. Oh yeah, I got another hook recently. So this is a 5.5 Knit Pro Waves because I am collecting these. Then there's this lovely skein. This is a really fine yarn. So here's a little tiny bit that's came away from it. But look, it is very thin. But it's very pretty as well. So there's that. There's these two, which might look a little odd, but they're quite interesting. Kind of remind me of camouflage. There's another of the purple skeins. A green ball.
Pretty.
And there's this, which is really pretty. It has a lot of different colours going on in it. So that's a couple of things. Any that have got ball band, of course, I will give you the information for. Next we have this little ball. This is a Rowan wool and cotton ball. 40 grams. Let's see. Some of the information on the ball band has rubbed away, unfortunately, so I can't give you the specs on what exactly the amounts are, but it's really nice. Oh, it's got another spot for it. So it's a super fine, botany and I'm not sure exactly how much super fine. 50 grams, not 50 grams, 50%. 50% Egyptian long staple cotton. So the other 50% will be the superfine botany wool. But yeah, there's that. Then we have this. So this is actually wool, and it has got a little bit of information. It is Bain in Knitting Sunbeam. It's about 2 ounces. All wool. Shade. It has a shade number, but not a color. So it's number 02. And yeah, nice color. Got a nice purple one here with a light blue streak and some pink through it. And we have a light pink with sort of yellowy green through it. Another purple one. This one's got a gold streak with a bit of pink through it. Got a blue one. This one's got a bit of a white streak through it. Another of the pink ones with the green through it. And it's somewhat tangled with another one. That same yarn. One of them has started to unravel, and then it's gotten wrapped around the other. So I'm not sure which one. So there's those. Then we have a kind of burgundy red colour with a lighter, brighter red and little flecks of white.
Pretty.
Got another one of these multicoloured ones. And a little bit of this, which looks to be a sock yarn, and it does feel like a sock yarn. This nice colour. It's kind of a bluish grey.
All nice balls.
Put that down. Then I've got another bag here. This has a couple of different things. So we have this first, which is a sort of greenish brown with flecks of blue, brown and cream through it. Got a bit of grey, a little piece of green. This one and this one here is like this one, but it's a different colour, and this one has ball band. So this is Felty Tweed from Rowan, 50-gram balls. It's 50% merino wool, 25% alpaca, and 25% visco rayon. Yeah, very, very nice. This one's a greyish blue, unlike the greenish brown colour. And it's got brown, blue and cream through it as well. And lastly, we have this,
Wow.
which is a sort of dark reddish pink. And then it's got these stripes of bright pink, red and blue through it.
Nice.
Cecile, you're going to open up the bag you've got?
Yep.
Is it tangled in it?
Yep. It's all over the place. Yeah. Now I'm just wanting you to go all over the bag.
Well, you want to show that one, and I'll tidy this ball off a lot.
Yeah. First off, for this bag, it's a beautiful pink, which it's 75% acrylic and 25% wool, and it's also 50 grams in here. It's a really
It's
pretty
Water
one.
Wheel Comet DK, and doesn't have a colour name, does it? Does have a shade though. It's shade 151. And this is made in England. Right, next one.
The next one is a really pretty yellow. It is, if I can find where it
There's
is.
information on
there
the
we
front.
go. It's 60% wool, 40% acrylic, polyester.
Those are different ways of saying it. Different languages. And it's Patton's Diploma Wool Rich High Performance DK. Yeah, it's nice yellow.
Give me a second. I'm taking a tab off so we can see the name. So I like putting over the name.
It's just wherever they could get put the sticker on for selling it.
Yeah.
It's the charity shop stickers.
There we go. And they put free on this one. Which makes it even harder.
There you go. Didn't take too much of the information.
No.
Right, so you want to bring it over into the screen so the people can see?
It's a blue, brown, and a little bit of grey. It's a really pretty colour. It's 50 grams. It's 50% wool, 25% acrylic, and 25% polyamide. It's really tiny.
I can see that. It's 25% nylon. Next one?
Next one is, if I turn the right one around, it's a nice, pretty white. It is 100% cotton. And it's 50 grams. And it feels so, so nice.
And this one is Hand Knitting Collection DK St. Michael.
Nice.
And this one, which she didn't say, was Sugar Pizia.
Love this one. And here comes out a really big skein.
Yeah, so there's this, which is a super fine weight. Super fine.
It doesn't actually say what.
Yeah, it's a lace weight yarn. Don't know exactly the fibre content or anything, but it is so pretty.
It is a really pretty gold. And there's so much of it. It's so long.
Yeah.
It cannot fit in the screen.
And there's this. So that is all the yarn we have gotten. Lastly, we thought we'd talk about some books. First up, we will say we just finished reading The Order of the Phoenix, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, last night. It was really good, and we are looking forward to watching the film, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Because we're going to watch that tonight.
And see what the differences are.
And
this first one is The Hen Who Wouldn't Give Up.
that you've just started reading.
Yes, I've only gotten to chapter 2.
Yeah, she finished chapter 2 the other night there. Just like the look of the book, because we both like chickens, don't we?
Yes, we do. And we have a chicken out in our garden, actually.
Yes, we do. So, chickens. And I have been reading this. This is Inkheart. It is very good. This is how far through I am. So, I've got this much left. Really enjoying this book. And I really want to try and get a hold of the 2 books that came after it, which are Ink Spell and Ink Death. in this book it is a little different. There is a film that was made based upon it. So it's got some differences, but I'm actually liking the book so much that I'm willing to read the next books, even though the story goes off in a totally different direction. Like, it's not totally different, but it's different to the film.
Yeah.
As the film ends where this ends, basically. Yeah. But I can actually still watch the film or read the book and like both. I like some things I'm not keen on, because sometimes the book is better than the film.
But most are like that.
Yeah, but some are worse than others.
Yes.
The Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, the film, is so totally different from the books that I don't really like watching the film. I like the books, but I'm just not really into the film. It's too different. But anyway, that's what we've... So our question for today is going to be...
What book are you reading at the moment, and are you liking it?
Mm-hmm. And if you aren't reading a book right now, is there a book that you want to read in the near future? So remember, and like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications every time we put up a video. Hey here! No! Hello, and welcome back to Crochet at My House. Hello, and welcome back to Crochet at My House. Hello, and welcome back to Crochet at My House. As you can... moving on